5:56 a.m. What day is it? Wednesday, 17th, I guess. Long drive today. I'm driving to Nashville. I don't remember the drive being this long when I booked it, but it's like 13 hours. Usually don't drive this long in one day, but I got a 13-hour drive, probably like 3 stops, and then on the 4th stop I get there. Perfect timing. It's like 10 o'clock or something. I was hoping around 4 hours into the drive I would hit a Wawa. I'm in Gainesville, Virginia? Gainesville, Maryland? I'm definitely in Gainesville. And happened to get my cheese sauce and my pretzel. So my favorite Wawa anywhere in the world, the one in Brigantine, didn't have the pretzels yesterday, but I got one now. I'm gonna eat a pretzel and then I'll keep driving. I don't know, just been passing like trees without leaves on them, snow on the ground, but it's not snowing, very sunny. So I'll, in an hour my time, I'll stop for gas and probably light a cigar. All right, gonna make this quick because it's colder and windier than it was at the last stop. Drove about 4.5 hours. Pretty sure I'm in Virginia, still in Virginia. It's taking a long time to get out of Virginia. So I have another 4.5 hours, not stopping anymore, and I'll be outside Nashville in the motel, and that'll be it. And the scenery isn't much different, I don't think it's gonna be, so I'll just do one of these for you and show you when I'm at the motel. All right, I made it. What time is it? I don't know. Time on the screen. Checked in. Pretty cold here. I'm pretty tired. Tomorrow to WinStar. Not just the drive, but I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna have a free slot play. I'm gonna play poker. All right, it's about 9:10. Heading to WinStar. It's like a 10.5-hour drive, making a small detour to do something I've never done before in my life. I will be there in about 4 hours, and that's it for now. Took me a few decades to get here, but I am in Mississippi. Never been. One of the 5 states to start today in the lower 48. I had never been. I'm here now in Horn Lake. Went a little out of my way just to get here. I was very close to the northwest tip of Mississippi. So at Memphis I went south and now I'm here. So yeah, did something I never did before. I'm in Mississippi at a gas station and I have like 7 more hours of driving. All right, played an hour, but I'm really tired. I need to go to sleep. All right, I was really tired. I filmed walking out the door of WinStar, and then that was it. So I don't know where I left you off. I think I played about an hour. They had 4 1-2s. They had 3 1-3s and a 2-5. So yeah, that's about it. It is the next day and I've driven a couple hours. It is 9:15 Central Time and I am on my way to the Wichita area. My March Madness friend lives in Kansas. Gonna meet him. We're gonna play poker somewhere. I'm not even sure how legal of a place it is. I don't know if it's like really underground type of place or if it's like kind of semi-legal, kind of legal like the clubs in Texas, but we'll see. And not a particularly long day because I'm pretty tired and I have things to edit. But we'll play there a few hours. He might stay after I leave. Didn't know how much I should or shouldn't say about the place because it's like semi-legal. So did play and interesting. It was the most I ever felt like I was in Rounders. Like at the end, that game in Binghamton where he's like really coy about how he knows about the game, because I got there before my friend did, which I didn't plan on doing, but I was there first and started the table that went and played, and I'm in my room now. My friend's still playing. We're gonna meet for dinner later. So that's about it. The poker is done for the trip. There's still a little bit of driving, and yeah, so played 7 rooms in the Northeast. Played WinStar, played here, so I hit 9 places, even though it wasn't a tremendous amount of hours. I played about 4 hours just today in this place in central Kansas. Yeah, it's a good game though. Social, got a lot more social when my friend got there, and I actually knew 2 people. All the poker I play all over the country, 2 familiar faces in that room. Not exactly a first name basis we're on, but I know them, and that is about it. All right, 8:39, about to head out of Kansas, making it to New Mexico today. We'll see what happens, because it was so cold. The stuff in my car froze. Like their water bottles, the water's frozen, it's ice. The cigars are frozen, which is hilarious. The one day I didn't bring them into the room when I went to sleep, and they stayed in my car and they're frozen. I have like canned goods, I have other foods, and I don't know, we'll see what happens when they thaw. But I wasn't gonna bring everything in. The cigars I'm pretty annoyed about, but and the water will thaw, that'll be fine. I'm just wondering if it'll thaw while I'm driving. The canned goods is my big concern, but we'll see. Alright, it's 11:44. Apparently our cathedral of Our Lady of Guadalupe is here. Their bus is here, a little bit that way, at the pump, and they stopped wherever they're going. Apparently they operate out of Dodge City, Kansas, says so on the bus. Everybody is inside. It is like incredibly busy in this Love's gas station in Meade, Kansas. Did not expect that. I'm about a third of the way there. Gonna wind up in central New Mexico today. No need to worry about the cigars, they're fine. Now my only concern is some of the canned goods I had in the trunk, but whatever. Time is 2:40. I am now in mountain time. I'm in eastern New Mexico. Not that cold out, but it's a little too windy to film outside. No, I am not moving at all. Looks like there's a fire or something up ahead on the shoulder, so I'll film it when I get up there if I can get an angle at it. Alright, you see the smoke up there? I'm outside the car trying to get a view. I can't zoom in much more than that. So I don't see flames, but I see smoke, and we are just not moving at all. I mean, there's no other way. I'll have to get up there eventually at some point, but see some flashing lights. Look like police or fire. Someone is up there trying to handle it, but there's just a lot of white smoke. So, just at a dead stop right now. Alright, it's the next day. I'm at a gas station, just left the Airbnb. It was about an hour and a half. We were just at a dead stop on the interstate, and then it was dark by the time we got moving, and I didn't even know if the thing was still there, whatever was like causing the fire. And once I was right there next to it, because it was dark, I couldn't see till I was like an inch away. Couldn't take my camera out and film. It looked like the trailer of an 18-wheeler caught fire. It was like half melted. So got in a little late, and then I didn't feel like filming in the house. It was a host was a very sweet old lady, and we had cookies in the kitchen and chatted for a bit. Today's the shortest drive, not counting the to Wichita day, which is only 4 hours. It's only like 8 hours, 20 minutes. I am leaving a little later. Don't know if after I check in, if I'm gonna go to Trooper Thursday. The Airbnb isn't far from South Point. Might play there, I don't know, you'll see. But gonna drive in, maybe only one stop, only 1 or 2 stops, maybe just one. Definitely gonna pass through Arizona. Figure that'll be the stop. Not as far west as Kingman. I think the Flagstaff area will probably stop in if I only do one. And, you know, Kingman could be the second stop if I do 2, but we'll see. Route 66 Casino. Alright, stop for gas in Holbrook, Arizona. Went a little more than I planned, and I'll still probably stop once more before I get into town. It just started raining. I don't know if you could tell. It's kind of there's a little water on the window. I don't know if you could tell. I was gonna light my cigar, and I think I will hold off because I opened the window a little so the smoke could get out, but I don't want to open the window while it's raining. So I'm gonna keep driving and probably light it when the rain stops. Alright, I'm less than 2 hours from Vegas. I'm like 20 miles east of Kingman, Arizona. Been in Kingman before, been in this exact gas station before, unless the inside is a duplicate of someplace else. That looks very familiar.
unrestricted baggage or activity, please report it to a monorail official on any of the monorail stations.
Back in Vegas, telling you a recap on the road trip, mostly costs. First, before I get to the costs, let's do miles. So miles isn't directly, you know, New York to Vegas. All that driving around the Northeast when I played 7 states in one 24-hour period, that took a lot. Also didn't go directly to Vegas. Took the southern route this time, mixed it up a little for you guys. So between the odometer on my car when it was parked at the Airbnb the day I got into Vegas, minus the odometer mileage on my car when I left my parents' house a week earlier, 3,717 miles. That's the route I took, mostly point to point. I guess a little restaurant and casino action in the middle, but that's the route I took. Food needs 2 categories. One is Wawa. 4 times went to Wawa. What were they? I went outside Delaware, right? It was snowing. I went between Baltimore and AC. I stopped. I didn't mention, on that second stop, I was in the state of New Jersey and I pumped my own gas, which I'm pretty sure is illegal, but no one was around and I did it. Then AC, of course. I had like a full day in AC to decompress. And then in Gainesville, Virginia. So $43.88 for 4 Wawa trips. Actually really kept it in check. I could go hog wild in there. Other food, $16.50. I got a little food, you know, stopping at like small towns that had like restaurants and gas stations on the way back. So separate, not included, separate. Wawa, $43.88. Other food in addition to that, $16.50. Gas was $339.30. It was actually a small, pretty low price in most states. It was just that it was so much driving. I drove more than the length of the country with the route I took, and you know, that 7-state challenge. Once I got to Tennessee, it was in like the mid-2s. Most of Tennessee, also Arkansas, also Oklahoma. Also, I was like very briefly in like Texas a couple times. Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, even New Mexico. In Arizona, it got to 3 even at my stop like 20 miles east of Kingman, Arizona. And now that I'm back in Vegas, haven't had to get it yet, but it's been like mid to high 3s out here in Vegas. And I was actually just in California. I'm not filming this the day after I got into town. I'm filming it like a week later. And I was in California for a day. Yesterday, for me, real time, it's like mid to high 4s in California. So, yeah, in most of the Southeast and like the Plain States, it was pretty low, but it was a lot of miles. So, $339.30 on the gas. And last is lodging, $211.71. Interesting mix. First was, and I'll put all these numbers up at the end of the screen to make it a little clearer. I'll break down the lodging on one screen and then just all the expenses on another with a chart. But the lodging, the first night was in Connecticut, not far from Mohegan Sun. It was about $50. The next 2 nights, I didn't plan on having that first night, and then I was able to check in like 10 hours early. So I tipped the guy at the front desk to let me do that. And then the next night was covered except for a New Jersey state tax. So 2 nights, kind of 1.5 days kind of in AC, very cheap. If you just like book through the website, probably would have been like $150 for those 2 days. I got it for a lot less than that. Then a motel in Tennessee was around $60. Then in WinStar, I planned on playing, so I just slept in my car for a few hours after I played WinStar. Then I drove to Kansas, and I was in a motel, which was about $50, and then an Airbnb in Albuquerque, which I had a discount, so it was only, I paid about $30. What the host charged was more, but I only paid about $30, so I'll break all that down for you in a chart in just a few seconds. So you'll see all the rooms, and you'll see everything, and you will see the total at the end of the video. Enjoy the numbers. Hope you enjoy this picture of Vegas to the east as the sun is rising from the Bally's parking garage. But here we go. So open up a grid, and this is just for the lodging. So you have the day of the week and you have the date. Then you have where I was, And final row, which you heard me say, and now you can see what I was saying, are the costs of all the rooms from Connecticut through Albuquerque. And Albuquerque was the final day before I got into Vegas. Now, all these will combine to be lodging in this next chart. Here is the next chart. There's category and the costs. So these were the categories. Wawa, any food that wasn't Wawa, then gas, and then the lodging that I just showed you. And these were the amounts. So add it all up, and what was the total for the week? Total was $611.39. So there you have it.